Hey guys, welcome back. This time we're going to talk about Mad Men, which just came back tonight for season four, episode 401. Public Relations, it was called. And with Mad Men, Mad Men has always been a tough sell for me. Like, I'm still so surprised that it's such a big hit because it's such a slow-paced show. You really have to and it's not like The Wire where if you like sit through it, oh, some people are gonna get shot eventually or something. It's like basically no one's ever gonna. Very rarely does someone die on it. Like there's never it's that big of a conflict. Um, Sometimes never that big of a payoff. The show is very reality based, and I'm not going to go into like what the show is about. If you're watching this, you should probably already be watching the show. Um, like Mad Men always kind of has to win me over again with every new season. Like season one, it's slow, it's slow, it's slow, and then near the end, there's some cool stuff that happened with Don Draper's character. Season two, I don't remember at all. I mean, I saw it, I just don't remember it. Season three, it was like, first 4 or 5 episodes in, I'm like, you know what? I've given this show 2.5 seasons, and I'm ready to give up. But then by the end of season three, it got really good. Once Kennedy died, and like all the changes started happening, and and then the last episode, you have Don and you know everyone else basically starting up their own ad agency. That was a good ending to the season. But I'm never too excited for Mad Men. Unfortunately, I'll admit it's a very good show. It's well written. It's just not a lot of conflict or tension ever. And I'm someone who's a bit of like a thriller junkie. Like my favorite shows are like The Shield or Breaking Bad. I need intensity. But there was a decent amount, like for the first episode of season four. Even sometimes Breaking Bad, the first episode, not much is going on. But here, there was a decent amount of stuff going on, a decent amount of conflict. Don Draper's kind of up against the ropes. He's been knocked down a peg. And that's cool. That's a good way to start the season. That's a good direction to take the series, I think. He's getting the divorce, but his wife won't move out of her house. So he's still, he can't sell the house. She's happy with her new fiance or whatever, and he's lonely, and he's living in like a hotel or an apartment. And problems at the ad agency, like they call it public relations because he doesn't interview to get the word out about them, and he doesn't give anything up in the interview. So the guy writes a shitty article about him, and that actually causes problems with some of their clients. One of their clients drops out on them. Um, their firm is struggling to find its footing and stuff, and I just compared to any other season of Mad Men, it's starting off right off the bat with a little bit more going on than usual, which I like that. Um, but other than that, not a lot of big things in this episode that were just like amazing or anything. Um, I like the scene when he went off on his wife or his ex-wife, whatever. I like the scene where he went off on Peggy, yelling at Peggy, and God, I'm already forgetting some of what happened. I mean, not too much happened. It's just they set up what the conflict could be with him. Probably like the most memorable moment in the first episode was he invites a hooker over because first of all he goes on a date. That was another good moment in the episode. He went on a date and he got kind of shot down. He thought he was going to be able to take her upstairs and nail her, and she was not having it. It was cool to see like Don Draper in that situation. Here's a guy who probably never has to work to get any, and he's getting rejected like the rest of us. But after that happens, for Thanksgiving, he's like, "Well, I'm gonna invite." He calls a hooker over, and that's in that scene you discover Don Draper likes getting smacked around like a bitch, which is a cool little reveal about his character. Honestly, it's probably like 3 weeks from now. It's the only thing I'll remember from the first episode. Um, I'm sure lots of people were like, "Ooh, what the fuck?" He's like laying there. She's riding him. She's like, "I'm gonna take my brassiere off." He's like, "No, not yet." And she's like, "Don't tell me what to do. I know what you want." He's like, "Then do it." She starts smacking him in the face. He's like, "Harder. Do it again." No, that's not my O face. So that was the most memorable moment. A decent episode. Maybe like if I was rating it, maybe like a 7 out of 10 or something. Good start to a season, and at least had one memorable scene. So what more can you really ask for? I would have liked a little bit more with Pete in this episode. Campbell, is that his name? Pete Campbell, the weirdo. I think he's like really one of the more interesting characters. At least he was way back in season one, and they've just kind of let him die on the vine. Like here, you have this guy who's like a bit of an oddball, and he's got some weird stuff going on with his wife. And I understand that you can't go into every character every episode. There's just too many characters, and each episode you got to maybe just focus on a few and give a few characters besides Don a moment to shine. But really, at this point with Pete, it's kind of been like 2 seasons with not much going on with Pete. I want to see more going on with him. Um, and I'd like to see maybe what's going on with Roger a little bit more. Learn that. No big complaints. No big surprises. Don likes getting slapped. Uh, but like I said, a good start. It's good to see that like we at least have from the first episode some kernel of conflict. I don't know if I'll be doing these every week. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if as many people watch these reactions as they did to Breaking Bad. I mean, by far, Breaking Bad gets the most views when I talk about that. But if people like, hearing what I have to say about Mad Men and they want to comment about Mad Men, then that'll be cool. Maybe I'll keep doing them. We'll see how it goes. But thanks for watching and stay tuned for more discussion.